Hey, what's up? We're finally going to be doing these VHS reviews for the first time. I've been talking about doing this for a minute. I have a lot of awesome visual accompaniments for albums on VHS, and we're going to talk about them and review them in a bit and see how much we like about them, what we don't like about them, if there's anything. And yeah, so let's just get right to it. Today, we're going to be checking out Jake Vest with Future Streams Volume 1 to 3. The actual tape itself, pretty simple, pretty basic, nothing too crazy to write home to. We're going to start it from the very beginning and see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. Pretty cool intro. I have to say the tape did skip on me a few times starting it, but it's not too big of a deal. American Grapefruit home video, very cool intro.
In association with.
Okay, see, shit like this I absolutely love. Really cool intros, cuts.
Additional support provided by.
Not perfectly cut for 4:3. Which is typically what you want to do for a VHS, in my opinion. These are really awesome, though. Like, I really appreciate when a label does an intro.
Future Stream.
Very cool. This is very awesome. See, this is care. This is a lot of, like, effort for the VHS release. Like, all those little intro things. Doesn't take much to do, but really sets it above just plopping music videos onto a tape. I think this is really awesome start already. Coming in slow. What I remember the first time I checked this out is that a lot of it was guitar ambient stuff, at least in the first volume. A lot of guitar ambient and like tape loop stuff, experimental ambient type stuff. Very cinematic, beautiful. A lot of builds and changes. The music is awesome. Music is very, in my opinion, hard to do visuals for. This is something that's like very vague and abstract. So it takes a lot to give purpose with like a visual accompaniment. Like this, I feel fits it because this feels like it knows what it is. It knows that this is background stuff. This is an art piece more than a like journey or adventure type thing. As you can see already, we're like a couple minutes in, and it's just been hues and shapes and other cool things like that. Not even a lot. It's just kind of like color at this point. It's just basically a wallpaper. It's putting this on, and you're playing the record, and on top of playing the record, you have a little bit of a nice background thing. And it's not just like friggin' landscape and other stuff like that, which is fine, but I'm saying like, your TV putting on like spa ambient and shit while like you walk away from it for 15 minutes and starts auto playing. It's more than that. You can tell it's like handcrafted and done in a very cool analog way. Like all these hues and gradients and whatever you want to call it that's happening on screen right now are pretty chill, pretty simplistic. So just looking at the back of this now, we're checking out In the Fog, which is like the first 6-minute long track. Very interesting. Whenever I hear music like this and it says that it's recorded at certain places, I think that's really, really cool that you took like ambient music to a real studio that you could easily have done yourself and then sent to places. But who knows, maybe that's what they did. But it looks like, I'm just going to read the back really quick. For Volume 1, recorded, performed, and composed by Jake Vest, mixed by Toby Vest at High Low Recording in Memphis, Tennessee. That's pretty neat. Handycam stills captured by Jake Vest in Costa Rica, Central America, during the winter of January 2022. A Triumph. Can't Take Your Eyes Off It by Ralph Peppers, 5 stars. It's kind of funny to have like a rating and stars and shit on the back of this. Just because I think that's funny. Where are these ratings? Please show me more. I want an IMDb for this crap. I love this stuff. So tuning back into what we're watching, it's more of these shapes, more of this cool, just like it's kind of building, it's getting more abstract-y. This is very cool. Again, I think this is what it is. It's playing for what it is. It's just an accompaniment to this very ethereal guitar-based ambient, loud reverb, and it's like, what else could you have with it, really, other than a full cinematic story, I suppose, as in, like, background for a movie. But anyway, let's skip ahead a bit to Volume 2. Okay, jump into just like a early spot in Volume 2, I believe. I think it's already doing itself a lot of favors. It's picking up a lot. I think it's really neat how these 3 records are together, and I think it's really neat how the visuals grow with it from just slightly more active. Like, this is so cool. Like, all of these are really interesting, like, video magicry. I don't even know what to call it. Like, it looks like scribbles, but snowing maybe, or a water ripple. Like, I don't know what I'm even looking at. This is really neat. Another thing I thought in the first half that I thought was pretty creative was how in the corner there is a like animation, a logo animation, and it kind of marks where we're at in the volumes. Like, the first one said FS1. Clearly we're in FS2, and if you look at the back of the box, that's how they are worded. Future Stream, in case you were wondering what that stood for. But now we know. Whoa, look at this. See, this is already so far extra from what we were looking at in the first half. It's already like a different style. It's not smooth anymore. We're doing like these really grimy, glitchy 5 frames a second type thing. I take it back, 3 frames a second, maybe less, I don't know. Another thing to mention is that the music has completely changed as well. It does a good transition too, because I'm assuming we are on Mod X 2000, considering we just saw that title. This is the second track off of Volume 2, already entering a brand new territory of music, and somehow it feels like it fits, but it kind of doesn't, but it kind of does. Maybe because it's all on the same tape. Either way, I'm enjoying it. It also goes with it a bit. Visuals, I would say, are a bit underwhelming right now for what we're hearing, but I still think it's a very cool progression. I still think this is a fine pairing, but I feel like there could have been a little more smoothness at this point because there's so much more activeness happening, and it seems like the frame rates are either broken or just artistic choice for sure. But this is cool. This is still fine. Again, the perfect background wallpaper, changing the color in your room. Immediately, the visuals have picked up a lot. So it seems like there's a lot of like getting to cool clips throughout this. It seems like it took a lot of effort to make those cool, very analog clips, and we're spacing them out with some really crunchy glitch stuff that is slowly picking up as more instruments come in, as the song progresses a bit. Just slow build. I said earlier this picks up to like a mid-tempo funky Elements 80 vibe. Ooh, there's slice of life shots, I said. So let's see where those come in. Because this is pretty standard, pretty chill. But I gotta say, with the addition of guitar in these new beats that we've entered, I feel like it's a lot more reminiscent of the earlier guitar ambient. Keymaster. In part one, I don't remember much of the title frames. I might have to go back and check those out. I kind of like got overwhelmed. I kind of got a little underwhelmed by sitting through the fluffy visuals. It was hard to get to this, which already seems more active in so many ways. The glitchy, crunchy stuff entering this was certainly a choice, as well as the first track going into part two. But I really think this is a smooth flow. Right now we're checking out a bunch of... I think we're into the slice of life shots I was talking about. Again, not sure how these were done. It's all very, very heavily fogged out. You know, there's a lot of analog wizardry happening here. And you can just tell, you know, even if it's not a lot of things happening, the shapes and like the texture of everything is very interesting, and how the aesthetic is presented. Now jumping back, we're kind of getting into a less like mid-tempo 90s vibe, and back to almost like vapory kind of electronics. Honestly, this song doesn't sound anything like the first track. This is a crazy mashup of genres, I would have to say, because part one, completely ambient guitar. Part two could have sounded like it was a Charlie's Angels thing at first, and now we're into straight up vaporwave. Or vapor synth, whatever you want to call it, which is fine. And it's almost like the visuals are now making a hybrid of themselves, going from the very spacious beginning part and kind of the glitchy stuff at the same time. But here's that slice of life stuff I'm talking about now. I guess not. Okay, moving on to console, another part of Future Stream Volume 2. Let's look at the back of the box for Volume 2 really quick. It looks like it's vastly the same people for recording, other than adding Pete Matthews on the high-low recordings in Memphis, Tennessee. All the same people. Mastered by Matt Qualls, different guy there. Yeah. A lot of handycam stuff from Jake Vest in Central America, winter of January 22, stuff like that. And yeah, still moving in very mixed genre direction. You know, as I said, remember, we came from Charlie's Angels, Vaporwave, and now we're borderlining on IDM and like Aphex type stuff, you know. But still, I would say the visuals have been pretty consistent. There hasn't been anything out of the ordinary. We don't want to see something in high def. We don't want to see something that's not just shapes and shades at this point. Like, I don't think there's been a single thing in here that was like, oh, that's that. Just like things that look like things. It's all been super zoomed in, super blurred out, or layered, or oversaturated, whatever the word you want to use there. I like it so far. The only fact that it's not really consistent is the only thing that's like music-wise it's not consistent. But again, it is like a volumes thing, so I'm guessing that's the vibe. Yeah, I'm kind of done with part 2, and I'm kind of very curious on what part 3 sounds like. So I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. because I don't think I really checked that out a lot. I think we will have to see. So I'm going to skip ahead right now. By the way, as I skip ahead, this is available on Virtua 94's Bandcamp. If you just Google Jake Vest Virtua 94 or Jake Vest Future Stream VHS, this will pop up. It's $10. You can grab it yourself, and then you have, I'm sure there's a full duration on the back. I'll get that in 5 seconds. You get that yourself, and you'll have, let's see, a runtime of an hour and a half. And looks like we've reached the slice of life things. I do remember this now. This is a lot of like random clips of stuff like this. It's all very VHS degraded, fuzzy and classic clips. Stuff's very out of focus. Very fitting with the music, almost childlike, looking through a child's eyes type vibe of a memory. Very interesting choice of visuals to pair with the music. That's just this spacious, ambient, electronic, I don't even know, a little bit of IDM like vibes in here. It's really just like really classic synth sounds that I'm really loving. That has been spaced throughout this entire thing. Honestly, stumbling across these clips now is a surprise from what we've had before. It's going, not to say in any negative way, because it was super fitting before, but now I feel like it's locked into a whole new area, and on top of it, the timing of the visuals speed goes perfectly with the music at this point. I feel like they are completely locked in, very cohesive. Yeah, this is definitely a highlight of the whole tape, in my opinion. Great little trip of nostalgia. Wow, look at this. Future stream. Very cool. I love that. Alright, sick. Nice job, American Grapefruit. I love a nice little ending screen. It makes it look like a vinyl record. Also, I love all of these clips. Very playfully sparse, like, throughout this whole thing. I'm getting that it's kind of at the end of most of these volumes. In fact, I skipped over the slice of life bits in part 1. Let's take a look at that really quick. So yeah, damn, kind of messed up skipping over this super quick. I wasn't expecting the hues and shapes to turn back into something like this. This is really lovely. Feels like it's a much more personal piece now. I was waiting to see these for a good portion of part 1. So yeah, they're at the very end, and it seems like that's the theme throughout all of the volumes, that at the end of each one, it's going to be more of this. It's going to be slice of life. Again, we're going to have all the trippy stuff in the beginning, but then it comes to this warm, personal, beautiful ending. And I think that's really something. That's really a nice touch to these and gives it a whole new light of emotion here. And yeah, so I think these are fantastic. Let's keep going on to part 3. Okay, skipped ahead to volume 3, and gotta say it's already extremely different. Wow, what a difference of visuals and music and how they gel together. This is the first time, at least I've seen something that's more than throwing a clip together with some analog magicry. This is a lot more effort. This is something else. I like the glitchy street and how it's been changing all about. This is really cool and fits with the whole Outrun vibe they're going for at this point. And almost is kind of like a culmination of everything we've heard so far. The vaporwave, the 90s, the guitar, and how it's built to a much more energy-based spot now. Like, there's a lot more compared to what we were just watching. And would you look at that? It actually fits the music. It goes with the timing and everything, and it's purposeful, a lot more purposeful. And if we look at the back of part 3, the most credits is on this. We have camcorder stills back from 1991. So that's pretty cool. A lot of the same people music-wise. Looks like we have some people filling in on synth and drums. But other than that, seems to be most of the same team. Yeah, fantastic part 3. You really have to sit through a lot to get to this, but it kind of works as a build. This shit's an hour and a half, so I can see why. This track is definitely called Holocene Dream. And if you look now, the little logo that tells us what part we're on, it's on the different side of the screen. Would you look at that? I don't know if that's on purpose or was an accident. It definitely seems like this was made much farther out. Like, compared to those first two, there's so much purpose within all these shots. Like, and in fact, I feel like a lot of these shots are on the back. We just got the bird shot right here. And not gonna lie, having this come out of my crappy little CRTV kind of fits really well. It has a vapor quality to it that I was not expecting it to go to, especially after that intro. And so far, the title screens all seem to be there, at least for part 2 and 3. I'll have to go back and check out 1 again. I wanted to get through this. I knew there was a lot to watch, but they all seem to have really nice title screens, and they all come in nicely, and they fit with what you're watching. Kind of gels the whole project together. I do like that a lot. Like this right here. See? Boom. I'm curious how this song will sound. I'm very curious how all of 3 will sound, so I'm going to let it ride a little bit. See, this is kind of what I was expecting for part 1. I feel like the creator of these visuals almost wanted to do something like this, maybe, but took him some time to figure shit out. I don't know. This is just me glancing, but this is fantastic, and I feel like really fits the little bit of ambient we're getting. It's a great nod to part 1. And yeah, this is really pretty. Music and visuals together. I feel like they're both giving what needs to be seen, and like needs to be seen and felt for what's being like. It is a full piece now. It feels. Before it felt like an intro. It was just an intro. It felt like an intro. Bit long, but I get it. I'm getting it. I feel like you get it the longer you watch this. This is cool. Definitely worth $10 if you want to go pick this up. There's only 7 left from me posting this right now, so we'll see. This might be my favorite so far. I really like the guitar work. I really like the visuals. Honestly, this has been fantastic. This is called Vision Head from Future Stream 3. And the drums are coming in. Like, this is a really great blending of the parts. And I can already tell it's going to build into something big. I can tell. I can just tell. I'm curious how the visuals will pair with the building of the music, because this has been this is hitting my check boxes. Okay, here we go. It's already changing up. Even just the simple change of the color hues with the building of the music, I feel like truly fits a change, a care, you know, purpose in what is being paired. And now we are just layering a bunch of stuff together. And of course, yep, there's the guitar. There's that like guitar solo type stuff. This is it. This is 1, 2, and 3 in a really good song. All right, we've seen enough of this. I'm going to skip ahead to the last song and see what that looks like. Oh, just kidding. It already ended. All right, so this is the last track. Let's see. Or maybe that was the last track. That was the last track. My bad. So that was actually called The Grassy Knoll. That's probably why it took so long. What an interesting end. Oh, just kidding. Well, okay. I was right then. Wow, that was glitchy. That was cool. Haven't seen that really before. That was nice. That was fun. Do more of that. Make it an experience. This is neat. Okay, now this last track is definitely gonna be probably great. So I'm gonna skip ahead a bit. It's 17 minutes. Sorry, I don't have time for that right now. I'm just gonna dig through it a bit with the fast forward on, just to get a peek at the visuals. It seems like they're gonna hang out on these clouds for a minute. Okay, and here we go with the fade in. Let's see. Looking like a Bibio album art right now. Wow, this is basically credits right here. Which I'm curious if they have. This is definitely a 17-minute long song. I'm gonna actually fast forward even more. Okay, so skipped ahead around a bit, and it seems like the whole thing is a really, really peaceful ambient track. Kind of fitting for how we started this. But all of it is very slice of life. The minute I say that, it picks up to a completely different track, it seems like. It just cut. Fine by me, because it all is very fitting. I thought it was going to end with all this like vibey, chill stuff. And now here we are, fast as fuck, boy. We're on a train or something. There's all this flashing. Upbeat stuff. Electronic and a bit of the Charlie's Angels vibe coming back in. The 90s mid-tempo, but yep. Called it. There it is. Yeah, they're just pumping everything they got at this point, I feel. Big climax, big ending. Honestly, I've been watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z VHSs on this. This kind of sounds like that type of shit. This could be like an opening for like an old show like that. This is pretty plain, not gonna lie. Yeah, they're throwing all their analog magicry through the wall right now. It's pretty intense, pretty flashy. Honestly, a bit of epilepsy at this point. Kind of hard to look at here and there. But yeah, obviously, passenger seat or on a train footage we're seeing right now adds a lot to the tempo build we got going. Using a lot of that same Clover footage, but it's all great. This is fine. This is a good ending for what we've been watching for the past hour and a half. Again, this track is The Grassy Knoll. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up with it just playing out, actually. So thanks for watching the first one of these. Definitely go grab one of these yourself. Again, only 7 left as I'm making this video, so No promises, but it's only $10. Virtua 94. Gonna leave a link in the description, whatever. Yeah. Should I do a rating? I think I'll do a rating. For what it is, price point, design, well, hold on overall, but I would say box art, this is like 8 out of 10, maybe 9 out of 10. The design is fucking sick, and it's a very nice glossy print. Very, very well designed back. Back to look at the visuals, cutting back into some cool shit. Back to the chill stuff. Oh wow, look at all this. Lost slice of life. There's Philly. That's definitely Philly. Wow, they're really, so this is kind of cool now. They're kind of cutting to like all the styles they did throughout the entire thing. They even just jumped to like one of the glitch things that they used a lot in part 2 and 1. And wow, just like a lot of barely edited slice of life camcorder stuff. How many times am I gonna say slice of life? Jeez. American grapefruit. I guess that's his like someone's video, people. But anyway, back to the rating. 8 out of 10 for the box. For the tape, I would say tape itself, design, I would say probably like a 2 or 3. It was pretty plain. The fact that it had a sticker on it at all, great. But doesn't really showcase it, but I get it. The stickers are hard to do. Here we go with an ending screen. Always fuck with an ending screen. As for VHS experience, I would rate it up there as probably an 8 or 9. Probably an 8, I'd say. I enjoy a good intro outro, and that was fun, what we just saw for an outro. That takes, not a lot to do, but it really seals it, really bookends it nicely. Overall content, that's a hard one because it goes with the music most of the time, in my opinion. It's very wallpaper, which is what I fuck with a lot, which is why I make a lot. Like, as in, just throw it on. Don't worry about me. I'm just doing my own thing in the background, making the room cooler. You have your conversation. It doesn't, want your attention. It doesn't need you to stare at it to have the vibe it's trying to give, which I think is really important as well. Like, it knows what it is, which is cool. I would say a solid 6, 7 out of 10 because, it is what it is. It's abstract, but that is what it is trying to do with the multiple volumes and everything. I think it's really cool. I think it sounds great. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the visuals. Yeah, great stuff. Thank you for Virtua 94 for sending this to me, and giving me a couple other ones for me to check out. Not sure what I'll do next, but let's keep this going maybe. Let me know if you hate this. Let me know if you love this. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know if I should do anything specific next as well. All right, well, see ya.